Hello, and welcome to the Torah Week program, Erev Shabbos Verse of Inspiration. Today's Verse of Inspiration is sponsored by Mrs. Betty Basson in Hakaras Tov, in gratitude for her husband's successful operation procedure and his recovery. May he continue to recover and have a fulfilling. Today's Parshas Veschanan, has what my children have always said, my favorite verse in the Torah. And that is, Ata hareis l'da'at. You have seen in order to know. Hashem hu Elokim. God is Elokim. Elokim means the boss, that one in control, a deeper understanding. Takiv's Kol Yacholos revolves around or surrounds, encompasses all ability, Obal Kochos Kulam, and the master of all strength, all power. In other words, he's the only one that's really able to accomplish anything. And it continues. Ein od milvado. There is no one else besides him. When it comes down to it, nothing else matters besides the will of God. It's a very, very comforting thought. We just went through 3 weeks leading up to Tisha B'Av, the 9 days of those 3 weeks leading up to Tisha B'Av, an increasing of mourning over the destruction of the Jewish people and the constant issues and problems that we've had over the last 2,000 years and more. Now we're entering Shabbos Nachamu, the Shabbos of comfort. And we read the same Parsha. It always amazes me how the Parshas work out. But we read this Parsha every year. This week, it's Hashem Elokim. God's in charge. Ein no milvado. There is no one else besides him. There is nothing to worry about. Everything that happens only happens because God says so. And the more you appreciate that, the more you bring that into your life, it's all up to God. The more you see it, and the more he demonstrates it for you. It's a famous story I've told hundreds and hundreds of times. The famous rabbi of Brisk, Rabbi Yisroel Bodkins, was fleeing Europe. He was in a wagon going as quickly as he could to the border because the Nazis are coming on one side, the communists are coming on the other side. No matter which way you turn, you're in trouble. But his children asked him, how are we going to get through the border? We have no papers, no visas. In peacetime, in that area was deadly to go without papers. In wartime, impossible. And he told his children, focus on one thing. Ein od milvado. Take everything out of your head. Because there's a book, a sefer, called Nefesh HaChaim, by Rabbi Chaim Volozhin, the chief disciple of Rabbi Eliyahu of Vilna, who said if you focus on that verse and you realize the only thing out there to fear is our dedication to God. And just think about that and take everything out of your head besides our dedication to God. Ein od milvado. There is nothing else. Ata hareis l'da'at. You've seen enough to know Hashem hu Elokim. God is the only one who has power. God is the only one who has abilities. Everything else put this aside. Think about that. Only. Focus on that. Only. And we'll be fine. And this is what he told his children. As they got closer to the border guard was coming up to their wagon, and he said, politely, "Papers, please." And Rabbi Yisroel Bodkins answered, "Ain't no more about it. There is no one else." Got a little closer, got a little louder. "Papers, please." Ain't no more about it. He got right up to Rabbi Yisroel Bodkins, the brisker rub. He put the barrel of his gun on the Reb's head, pulled back the hammer, and said, "Papers now." Yisroel Bodkins didn't flinch, didn't blink. In a very relaxed statement, he said, "Ain od milvado." The furious guard took his gun, put it back in the holster, and said, "You stupid old man, get out of here!" And he did. Ain od milvado. When you're in trouble, when there's nowhere else to turn, when you think this is it, take it out of your head. Don't think about it. Not only that. Anytime you're worried, ain't no milvado. Ain't no milvado. When I would take my children out camping, or I'd take students out camping, sit around a campfire, I told this story. People get nervous in the woods when it gets dark. I would tell them the story, and I would teach them a song. Interestingly enough, I had the privilege and honor of sitting at the table of the Boston Rebbe this past Shabbos in Israel, Rabbi Meir Horowitz of Boston. And I told him how someone who had always loved my camping trips and always loved the song that I taught them, and one of the kids that was on the trip happened to be at the Boston Rebbe's table when he sang this song, and said that he is the one that wrote the tune. Of course, the Rabbi Yisroel wrote the words, "Ain't no milvado." But Boston Rebbe said he's the one that wrote the tune. So this past Friday night, I told Rabbi Horowitz that story. He said he remembers he wrote that many, many years ago. And it became very, very popular for a long time. It was a theme song of an organization called NCFY. And it got out. Turned out that was the theme song I had whenever I would take my students or my children, sit by the fire, everybody's all nervous late at night, and hear animals in the background. I tell them that song. Again, it doesn't have to be when you're back. It has to be all the time. Think. Ain't no milvado. No one can hurt you. You got to dedicate yourself, not just lip service or thought service. Dedicate yourself to that. It's all about my relationship with God. Ata harei soladasi ki Hashem hu Elokim ein od milvado Hashem hu Hua Elokim. Einod milvado, Einod milvado, Hashem Hua Elokim. Remember, Ata Reis Odat, you seem to know Hashem Hua Elokim. Hashem is in charge. Einod milvado. There is no one else.